Hi everyone, welcome again to a new live space from INB. Thank you for watching. Today we have an expertise talk with Isabelle Torelle from Meisterwerke. She has a very unique product and it's going to be a very interesting talk. First, I would quickly like to thank Aqualex for making this live space possible. Aqualex, they make beautiful taps with cold and hot water as well as sparkling water, so really nice product as well. For those who do not know INB, we are the Association for Interior Architects in Belgium. We like to inform our members, the interior designers, with technical support, administrative support, but also events and these live spaces in which we talk to designers, but as well experts. And today we have, like I said, Isabelle from Meisterwerke. I will call her to the stage. Hi, Isabelle.
Hello, Yuka. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. You have a very interesting product with a deep root in the Belgian craftsmanship. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
I think it was about 4 years ago, I created a little studio, little company, which we called Meisterwerke. And the idea behind Meisterwerke was to bring back an old tradition of weaving, like you just mentioned, an old tradition of weaving that we actually all know. The Gobelin weaving is something that was created in the 14th, 15th century. And sometimes we forget that we were market leader in this type of technique. We were getting orders from all around the world, especially from Europe, from noblemen and noblewomen. They would come to us, to our ateliers, and order a big piece. And it's with this same technique of weaving, this old technique of weaving, that I have created Meisterwerke and that we create Gobelins.
Yes, because is it the exact same technique then that you use?
Yes, it's exactly the same technique as you see on the picture on the left side. I thought it would be nice to show a little bit of an older picture with Charles in the front, and on the right side you see how it is actually done. The difference between then and now is that the weaving machines at that time were fully manual, and now they're automated. So now they're drawn by electricity. And you see on the right side, the speciality of Gobelin weaving is that the warp is made up of 5 different colors. And the warp is where you see, just before creating the design, you see all these different colors coming in. Mm-hmm. And this, for weaving, is quite unique. There's only a few looms around the world that can do this. And we are very lucky. In Belgium, we have looms that can do this. Because, of course, as we know from our history, we're masters and weavers. And this creates a special technique where you can really define a lot of detail and a lot of color shades.
Mm-hmm. Let me go to the next one. Your process is quite intensive. It's not just a picture and the next day you have your work. There's quite a lot of time that goes into the development of your art, and it's also very unique because the pictures that we see, they have a reference to the old paintings, but they're actually totally new. I'm correct, right?
Exactly, yes. The way that I choose to work is to start with a picture. So it is true that the process of starting a new collection and having a new collection, it takes quite a while. I call it slow objects of desire. And how I work is we first go in a studio and we take a picture. I always start with a picture, so I look around for models, for people that inspire me. I meet them on the street. I search in my group of friends if they want to be a model. And there you see on the left side, you see the original picture. And on the right side, you see the first weave that we did.
So, that's already a weave.
Yes, on the right side is already a weave. So we made some adjustments. You also can see that it's not always possible to get all and exact the colors that we want. You have to compromise a little bit, because the weaving, you can compare it to pointillisme, where the weft and the warp, they cross each other, and then you get a special color. So that's, I wanted to show with this slide, the start of a project and then the first weave that we did.
This is from the same project, but
yes, because once we have woven our first piece, I always try to bring in something from the past, pull it into the future. That's a little bit the story of Meisterwerke. And what you see here on the right-hand side is the cityscape of Delft. This is a painting by Johannes Vermeer, the famous Dutch painter who did Girl with the Earring. And on the left side is an antique vase with Delft-inspired designs. And actually, I use this to finish my panel. Here you see the panel. It is the cityscape of Delft on the back, and the tattooage that we just saw on the vase is tattooed on her back.
Super beautiful. But you have, like in the first picture, you showed just the lady woven. How many times do you have to weave before you get to the final results?
Approximately, depends on the story, but since the stories that I've done, it's between 3 to 5 times that I have to weave, because the difficulty is, weaving is like typing a letter in the old style. When you make a mistake and you're almost through, yeah, that's it. The piece is, you cannot use it anymore. I mean, I keep them because I cherish them, but it's not that you can erase or go back. Once it's woven, it's done. So between 3 and 5 times to get it right.
Very intensive work, very particular as well, or meticulous. What's the word in English? Yeah, it's you don't realize when you see a piece of art, because it's art like this, that it takes so much preparation and time before you get the final results. But once you have the right colors and the whole setting, once it's finished, when a client orders a piece, you can just make it like this every time, or do you make a few limited objects?
We make them limited. We make per item, we make 75 pieces, but I don't weave them up front. I look with the customer, what do they like, which piece do they like. Sometimes I customize a piece of mine, maybe with an engraving like a broderie on it or another tattoo. So I weave upon order, and then it takes about between 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
Putting on the yarns, having availability on the machine, and then it goes fast.
Okay. Well, here we see the same piece on a really beautiful standard. That's optional, I suppose. You can hang it as well.
Yes, as we start with a woven piece, we make actually different finishes. You can choose between having a room divider or a frame or a wall frame or even a gobelin. So there's different possibilities. I also have people that sometimes ask me a smaller size or a little bit bigger size, so we can do this. And the picture that you see here is the same that we saw before. And in 2019, we won a prize with it. So that was really nice. It was like a push in the back. It was the German Design Award. It was really nice to have. Sometimes people don't realize, but you sometimes need these little pushes, to be mentioned somewhere or to enter somewhere. It's a sign of how should I say, a confirmation for.
Yeah. Congratulations. Did it give you that extra boost that you needed in your business as well?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yeah. It's although it's a German Design Award, it's not the Belgium Design Award, but it's known. If you mention it, then people say, "Oh, okay, you won the German Design Award. Oh, wow, great." So there's something to talk about, and it also gives people the reassurance that okay, she won a prize, so there's got to be something good about it. So really nice to receive.
Extra recognition. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. This is a little side extra that you do. Huh? It's not the core business.
Yes, exactly. I call it my schnick-schnack, which is once I finished the collection with making the gobelins and the panels, I like to make the little accessoires. I make from the same pattern. The pattern that you see here is the same pattern as her tattoo on her back. And then I play around with it and I make little accessoires and make bags and pillows. But it's not my main business, but I do like to do it.
So, but it is possible when a client orders a piece that he orders some extra, even with your bespoke, we're going to talk about that later. They can ask some extra fabric to make pillows or maybe upholstery as well. Or is the fabric not suitable for upholstery?
No, it's absolutely suitable for upholstery. It is. It's a very strong and dense fabric.
Okay. How did you get into the weaving business?
Well, I studied textiles at the Royal Academy in Ghent, and actually there was different possibilities when you graduated. There was people who would go into, really the arts, and then there was people who went more to the industry. And I went into the industry. I worked for different companies. I worked for a weaving mill in Belgium. I worked for a carpet mill in Belgium. And after about 20 years working for people, I thought, the dream is to do it myself. And I said, thank you to my last boss. I said, thank you very much, but I'm going to try it on my own. Yeah. And then I took 1 year to figure out what is it that I want to do, because I had been in carpets and I had been in upholstery. And there is already so much out there. There's already so much different fabrics, different pillows, different things. I wanted to do something with textiles, but do something local with textiles. So I looked into it and I researched. And then I found this Gobelin technique. And I thought, people think of it as a little bit old and they think, my grandmother had a Gobelin, it looks a little bit old and we don't want that. And I wanted to refresh and revisit that technique.
Yeah. And do you find that once your clients or people encounter your product, that they are really convinced?
Yes. I'm a niche product and I know it, and it is my strength and it is my weakness, because I am so niche and so special that if you don't like me, well, there's no way I can convince you. It's not like you're going to buy a gray plate and you say, oh, it's good for everybody. I'm not that. I'm something very...
You're no gray plate.
Yeah, it's really different. It's really special. It's something that is really present in an interior. But if you like it, it's... I don't have to talk anymore. Then the piece talks for itself.
Yeah. But I didn't know it, to be honest. It's because Barbara de Prest, I think, she mentioned you, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
You can talk. Sorry.
This is the inspiration that I used for the next collection. The two paintings that you see here is Maarten and Opium. It's painted by Rembrandt, and it was actually the portrait of this couple that inspired me, because I thought, it's so typical from the 16th, 17th century, this very modeling and showing yourself who I am, what kind of wealth I am. And the piece that I then got, this inspired me, and we made the Historians, which is, you see again here, the photo shoot where we prepare the model and dress her, and it's really fun to do the photo shoots. It's always a little bit stressy, but it's really fun to do.
And then here is the result.
This is the result of the two pieces. This is in the Pillows Hotel in Ghent, where you see on the right side, you see his name is Odo, and on the left side is Odilia, inspired by Maarten and Ootje. And they each have a sleeve tattoo, which is really something that didn't exist in the Middle Ages, but is very much from today, from the football players, the stars. They really like this.
I thought that we had a close-up of the arm, but this is the same design from the tattoo, if I'm...
Yes, this is then again the schnick-schnack. This is the bags and the pillows. And what I did here, I used the tattoo because the man has a masculine tattoo and the lady has a feminine tattoo, and I put the two designs together, and then there was like a mixture of the two designs.
And do you make these designs yourself, or do you work with designers to make the tattoos?
It depends. Sometimes I work with designers, sometimes I make it myself. It depends what's going on, what am I doing. It depends.
It depends, yeah. Yeah, here you can see them as
Here
well.
You can see them, and this is at Benoit and Bernard de Witte. It's a restaurant, and they also acquired the two pieces, the man and the woman, but they acquired them a little bit larger because for the acoustic they needed this.
It's a good thing that you mentioned the acoustic because, well, fabric, it has its acoustic values, but do you do something extra with the plate on which you how do you say it's mounted? Yes.
Yeah. Well, since the Gobelin fabric is already very heavy, in my process of searching, what am I going to do? What new products should I bring? I decided to make acoustic panels. So the fabric is mounted on an acoustic foam, especially very light and very dense, which has a absorption of class A, which is the highest class you can get. And so the possibility from our collection is that if you need to, in a project, for example, here with Bernard and Benoit, we can make acoustic panels out of it. If you say, listen, I don't have an acoustic problem, you can also have it mounted on a wooden frame or as a Gobelin. So we do offer that extra possibility to bring it in an acoustic way.
Yeah. So you could even hang it on the ceiling or...
Yes, yeah, you could, or most of the time it's used to hang on walls or used for the as a frame, as a paravent to put in a room.
Yeah. This one is interesting. Do you, because the last two, I'm sorry that I interrupt you.
No.
The last two with the men and the women and the lady before as well, you use tattoos as a focal point, maybe. Is that always your inspiration? Because this is also a very difficult tattoo drawing.
It grew very naturally because I didn't think about it that I wanted to do something specific with tattoos, but since it grew with the collections and since the tatouage and the growth of it is huge today. I mean, you really see it everywhere. It grew naturally. I don't know why. It's not that I have a lot of tattoos or that I have a husband that does tattoos. I don't know. It's just I just think it's a very nice art form, and sometimes it's, some people maybe say, no, tattoo, that's vulgar or something, but I really think it's a very nice art form, and I also wanted to bring it in a different way. Plus, it brings the collection up to today.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it gives it a little bit extra. You don't see it, you don't notice it at first that it's different, but when you start to think about it, you realize that it's not from the old days, but it's actually very contemporary. Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, yeah. This one, is this for your new collection?
Yes, the latest collection that I'm bringing out this weekend is called Give and Take. It is, here you see again how we went into the studio, how we prepare it, style it, and then what the story here is we used a flower bouquet. I wanted to do something with flowers. I thought, there's so many possibilities and such a nice item to weave. We made a very, very big flower bouquet. And then we had a model that was just holding the vase with the hands. So you didn't see the person, but you just see the hands. And then, of course, with the tattoos.
Super nice. And this is...
Again, I used inspiration from a painter. This painter is Jan David de Heem, which is, he specialized in still life painting. Everybody knows him. When you see beautiful images of opulent flowers, it's almost always by him. So I wanted to use his flowers and the bouquet that we had, and we mixed them into our new piece.
And this is the result of the design, like you say, with the tattoos. And those are the birds that we saw on the drawing before, the tattoo?
Yes, the tattoo on the hands is give and take on the fingers, and then you see little birds on the hands. And then you have, it's a mixture of that painting of Jan Davids de Heem together with our picture. So it doesn't exist in real life. It's an inspiration, like actually all my pieces. There's always a little bit tension between past and present, and you feel that there's something from the past, but you do realize it's sitting in the future.
So the actual painting is incorporated as well.
Yes. Yes.
You wouldn't say it's really nicely done. Yeah.
No, so there's pieces of the Jan Davids de Heem, his flowers that we integrated in the bouquet. Yeah. But again, it took us, I think this one took us five trials to do, because then the flowers didn't look natural, and they were too big, then they were too flat, and then this one was, and maybe it's also thanks to Corona that we could do so many pieces, because it was, for me, it was a really nice time, because there was a possibility to take more time to get it right. Normally I have a fair I have to go to, and it needs to be ready, and it needs, I'm at Maison et Objet, or we're in London or in Milan, and then you rush into things. But now with the Corona, I had a lot of time, so I really worked on it. It was fun.
Yeah. But like you say, the colors, especially in a piece like this, they have to be really vivid. So I can imagine that it's not easy to find the right threads to use.
Mm-hmm. And the combination, because the first piece that we made, I have to be honest, I didn't sleep that night. When I saw it, I thought, oh, it's awful. It's awful. No, the flowers were flat, and I thought, what did I do? You think I'm always, when I create a new collection, I have a line in my head, and this is the line I want to go to. But this first one was horrible. I can say it because these pieces are my babies, so I can say I started with an ugly child, but now I'm happy.
He blossomed, literally. Do the threads that you use, they are existing colors, or do you have them custom made as well? The
existing colors.
Existing colors. Yeah.
I could do this, but there's all the yarns that we use, they come from Italy, and they're the best at this. There is such a possibilities in yarns, and this is made out of cotton and linen, and they twine them. It's fantastic. We are lucky that we still have craftsmanship in Europe. We are lucky, and I really hope that it stays like this. That not everything disappears, because a lot of textiles have moved to Turkey, have moved to Romania, to Bulgaria, and it's fine to have. They can do fantastic things in those countries, and they can weave at a price where, we cannot do this here in Belgium, but we need to protect it also here in Belgium, that we can keep on doing this for a long time. Even if it's small and it's more as ateliers, it's important.
But people like you, they help bringing attention back to the old crafts. So I think it's a very good thing that you're doing this, because otherwise, like you say, it just goes lost. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, luckily, I feel that today the generation of young designers, they're really active, and they're not, it's not that you're a designer who only does prints, or you're a designer who only works with glass, or you're a designer who only works with marble. The younger generation of designers, they're really working, they're going over borders and trying something with this technique or this technique. And I think that's really great that this is possible.
Yeah, and the attention for craftsmanship is also more and more important again, I think.
Absolutely.
Local as well, because you use local technique, Italy is reasonably local produce as well. So yeah, it's a very good thing that you do. Again, here, let's just talk a bit more about the base again. This is the standard for the paravent. Is this something that is customizable from colors, or is it?
I have them. You can customize them. I have them in black and in gold. The concept behind it was that the panel, as you see it, you just slide it in the art clip. So it is not screwed in, or it is not damaged when you put it in. And the idea that I had was maybe this piece is sitting on your on a closet or on a board, and you have a party and you want to have a paravent to hide something or to separate a piece. And I thought it would be nice if you can use it and then reuse it. So there is no screws and no damage on the panel when you put it in.
Super nice. This is what you talked about earlier, that you sometimes embellish or add something extra to your pieces. But this is a bespoke one, eh? It's not something that you do for every piece.
No, exactly. This is where we added a little scarabée on the piece. We have done, I did a piece for a wedding anniversary where people asked me to embroider their names and the date, which was really nice. And they asked me to do it very subtle. This piece is a little bit more obvious. So we have possibility to personalize the embroidery, but we also have possibility to personalize the whole piece and make a complete bespoke if you would like this.
Yeah, I think the next pictures I think are for the bespoke. Wait, maybe I should just skip. No, we can talk about this maybe first and then go to the bespoke. You also have these more, I'm going to say plain, it's not a good word because it's not plain, it's more neutral, that's maybe a better word. Why did you choose to have these fabrics as well?
Because sometimes we have a project where people hang maybe one or two pieces, but their room is bigger and they want more acoustic room dividers. So what we have also is a possibility to have them made in a more plain fabric, like you say, because they are 3D fabrics, but next to the very designed ones, they do look plain. So this is a possibility that we have.
And also in this case, they can choose the colors that they want, or do you have a few standards?
No, we have samples that you can choose from, or sometimes we have interior decorators that want to bring their samples. We can work with that. That's not a problem.
And the design you see here with the rectangles, that's also something that you can adjust and maybe make a bit larger or more square. Or
we can personalize it if you wish to.
Yeah. This is another of these more plain. Yeah.
It's plain. It's a little bit more plain. Yeah.
Yeah. But still, it's unique, eh? Even though it's not with the drawing, it's still a unique piece. Yeah.
It's a nice object on its own. So
yeah. Do the back and the front, do they have to be the same, or is it a possibility to have a different?
Again, here there's a possibility to make it like the client wishes. This one is a gold, it's on one side gold and the other side black. So it depends on the project, the wishes of the customer. It depends.
Okay. I think this one is for a fair, if I'm correct.
This is a collab that we did with Tecna. I'm sure your members know about Tecna. This is the lighting company in Lokeren. We bumped into each other and they said, well, we make really, really high-end nice lamps. And I said, great, I make panels that need to be lit. And so they said, well, why don't you come and exhibit with us at Maison et Objet? So I supplied the panels and they made fantastic lighting on it. it was nice because it was at the beginning when I started the collections, and it also again gave me contacts and people noticed me. So I mean, you need those little successes or little moments that somebody picks you up and carries you with them, which was really, really nice of them. So thank you, Tekna. If they're watching.
I'm sure it was a great collaboration, because it's the perfect combination with the light and your designs. Mm-hmm. This is something, is this from your bespoke range?
Yes. Freifro is a German upholstery company. They make high-end upholstery for project market. Okay. Maybe some of your members will know them. And they had the idea to have a design commissioned by a famous German tattoo artist, which is Christian on the right side. So he drew this big peacock design. Then he sent it to us, and we translated it for them into a fabric. So the collaboration that we have with them is 100% bespoke. It's their design. We developed and weave it for them. And afterwards, they use it. If you go on the freifro.du website, you see they are making chairs out of it. They're making like benches out of it, but always on the back side. So it's combined with leather or combined with a velvet.
Super nice.
These are the chairs that they did with the fabric. So I think the left one is with a leather, an aniline leather, and the right one is with a velvet.
So when our viewers, I hear myself double. I'm sorry for the quality of the sounds. Do you hear it as well? Do you hear me? No. Okay. Then there's no problem. Now I'm a little. Sorry. When our viewers or designers that are watching, they want to have something unique, what are the steps that they have to take?
Depends. There's two possibilities. Either we make a design for you, or you come up with a design, or we work together, and that you say, listen, I'm searching for something Art Deco, or I'm searching for something which is more like terrazzo effect or something. So it depends. There's two possibilities. You come with your own design, or we design together with you or for you. Then it all depends on the quality of the image, because if I don't receive a high-end quality image, I cannot make it better in weaving. So whatever you give me, I can weave. And then what we do is we prepare a file with all the bindings in it, and we start putting it on the loom, and then we do a first trial. If it's a bespoke piece, we only do a little trial. So we will do maybe 20 centimeter weave, because we are not going to weave the whole piece. We want to discuss with you the 20 centimeters, because again, otherwise, if we would do the whole piece, it would be maybe not as you like, or we're working with a third party, so you're much more involved in the process. It also takes 3 to 5 times to get it right. It's my magic number. And then it depends what you want. Do you want the piece embroidered or not? Do you want to have it made up as a panel? Do you want to have it as a fabric? It's really à la tête du client, we say. So it depends what you would like.
And are there any restrictions that we have to keep in mind?
There's one very important restriction, and that is time. It is not something where you say, I have a project, we're working on a hotel, or we're working on a restaurant, and we need a fabric in 2 weeks. Impossible. You really, really need time. Another thing that's important, it is a very heavy fabric. So, for example, if somebody would say, I would like to use it as curtains, it's too heavy. It's about, depending on the quality, but it could be between 600 grams a meter to almost 900 grams a meter, depending on how many yarns we put in it. So it's really for upholstery, for pillows, for panels, not for curtains, or for a wall covering. This is also possible.
You're talking about restaurants. If you use it in a restaurant, how easy can you keep it clean?
This type of quality you can actually vacuum because it's a heavy quality. It's easy to clean. If you have a big piece and you make a stain, you can also just clean it because it's cotton and linen with water and soap. But you have to be very careful. You know, it's not like you're working with plastic. But as of strength, you can vacuum it.
Okay. Yeah. So it's perfectly to use for those kind of projects as well. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about this one? We see in the middle your design. The one on the left, is that one of yours as well? I cannot.
Yes, this was Ludwig Beck is a high-end, how would you call this, retail store. We don't have those in Belgium anymore. I think the closest that we have is Ino, but Ludwig Beck is in Munich, and it's like Harrods in London. So it's this really, it's this high-end stores where you can buy luxury products, perfume, clothes, interior decorator. And they contacted us and they wanted to do a shopping window with us. And so we borrowed them a couple of pieces, and they made a window out of some of our pieces together with an artist from Munich who also did the two on the right. It was fun. It was fun to do.
And the Munich artist, did he collaborate with you? Did he give you feedback or ask feedback to?
Actually, what he did is he used Delft broken plates to put it on mannequins. So he got inspired from the pieces that we did, and that's how we worked together.
That's also quite flattering, right? If they use your design as a starting point. Yeah, very nice. This one is something new as well, something bespoke as well.
This is a bespoke piece as well, like you say. It is a one-off piece. The Freifro that I showed you was to do meter fabric, but this is for one piece. It is for the Prague hotel. It's called Augustine Hotel in Prague. We're working on this. It is an atlas, an old picture of an atlas that they gave us, and then they asked us to clean it up a little bit and to take away some text on the left and on the right side. So this is a collab where they gave us an image. We corrected it to this image, giving a little bit more punch and color. And at the moment, we have done our first weave and sent them to Prague to be reviewed upon. And they are trying to see how they can mount it, because the piece will be 5 meters by 2 meters 87. So it's quite a big piece, which we will weave in because the loom, the maximum size of the loom is 147. So we're going to weave it in pieces so that we have the 5 meters. And if you go to the next slide.
He wants to join.
Yeah, it's the dog.
Oh, sorry, the next slide. I was.
If you go to the next slide, there you see the lobby of the hotel. This is where the piece will come. And if you see on the bottom one, you see where the piece will be installed. But it will be quite a big piece.
Super nice. Yeah. Really eye-catching as well. It's quite difficult, I suppose, when you have a picture of a drawing to make it sharp enough to use, or is that not such a problem?
If we have a picture, if we have a photograph, it's easy. It's easier. Okay. The atlas that you see here, it's a drawing. So we told the customer, you will lose a little bit in weaving, but what you lose in because you go from one medium to another, you will gain because the fabric is so rich and it's so you see the bindings. So you have to choose for that medium and bring out the best in it, but you do lose a little bit when you go from a design to a weaving.
Another fair?
Yep, this is when in the good old days when we still had fairs.
Yeah.
This was a stand that we had at Maison et Objet. We always were present at Maison et Objet, where it was nice for us because we could show the full collection. So that was a nice fair. I know they're going to have Maison et Objet in September of this year, but we thought let's wait and see what these big events are doing. This weekend, I'm in a small event in Naarden, which is close to Amsterdam, which is called MAD. I think that the future will be more smaller, more local events where maybe they only last 2 days, but you see really the people from that region. And then maybe there's another event. I believe in that because I believe it's also more personalized, more just smaller, not these huge happenings.
You will have more connection with your buyers or the designers. Okay, so it's in this weekend in Aarden.
Naarden.
Naarden.
It's a little town not far away from Amsterdam. The fair is called MAD, M-A-D. And it's in a church. It's in a restored church. And we are about, I would say, 20 exhibitors.
Okay.
Meisterwerke is one of them.
Okay,
and I'm really glad because I did see with the lockdown that since you have so much time and there's no fairs and there's there's not so much pressure, that you also sometimes take too much time. And now everything needs to be ready by this weekend. So now I'm stressing and I'm preparing everything. And I thought it's good. I need this. Sometimes you need a little deadline and a little push to finish something.
So you're showing your new collection then?
Yes. I'm focusing on the give and take collection.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everyone, if you want to see it live, go to Naarden. I suppose everyone.
Yes.
Do you have a showroom as well? Or
I don't have an own showroom, but I do exhibit my pieces in Ampla House in Ghent, which is a co-office spacing. It's in the Coupure in Ghent. And there I have my pieces. And if you want to see it, just give me a call or write me an email. And we can meet there, or you can go there by yourself and say that you want to see Meisterwerke, or I come to your office or your atelier, and I show you the pieces.
Okay. How many? One last question. I see we are almost ready. How many pieces do you have per collection, or does that depend?
Per collection, we limit ourselves to making 75 pieces. So I
mean designs. I'm sorry. How many designs?
I have 2 in the Historians. I have 3 in Gilgadelft, which is 5. I have 1 in Anna, which is 6. Zaru is 7. Give and take 9.
Okay, so it's starting to grow into a really nice, diverse collection.
Yeah. I try to make 2 collections a year. But it depends. It depends on. I would like to make 2 collections a year, but I haven't made 2 collections a year. It depends. I don't rush it, and I don't. I have to have a new piece. It has to come and it has to grow.
Yeah, you don't have seasons to work with. You can do what feels best for you and the designs. Yeah, that's good. Okay, well, I would say if people want to know more, they can always contact you, I suppose, or go to your website, meisterwerke.be, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Or Isabelle@meisterwerke.be.
Okay.
And Meisterwerke is written like in German, so it's the German word for masterpiece.
How come did you take the German words?
Because my husband is German, and we were looking for a name. We thought we didn't want to give the collection my name because I don't know. I didn't want to do it, and so we were looking for a name, and the ancient and the master weaving, and then we found Meisterwerke, and I really like it. There is another company who also is called Meisterwerke, but they make flooring.
Okay, yeah.
But it's a German company, yeah. So.
But they will know that they're not at the right site.
Yeah, you will see it.
Yeah. Isabelle, I would really like to thank you for your time and for your interesting work, to show us your interesting work. It was really beautiful. I hope, and I think that we inspired our members and our viewers. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Yoko, for having me. It was really fun to do. Thank you.
Yes, and hopefully we see each other again soon for a project. So,
and we meet each other in real.
Yes, that would be very nice as well. When we can visit the fairs, we will definitely see each other, or maybe in for a project.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
Enjoy your evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So that brings us to the end of the interview. Thank you all for watching. If you have any feedback, please send us a message or a DM on Instagram. We are always open for your feedback. So, well, thank you for watching. And next week, we have an international guest from France, Thierry Conquet. I think Mauro will interview him about his designs. So hopefully we can see you then. Thank you.